everyone, and this is Hossein Mokhtarzadeh, and I would like to talk about Google Colab today and basic Python programming on the web. So let's write and run Python codes, on the web. That's the whole idea that I want to talk about. So you have other purposes, but I would like to talk about open um, platforms or free platforms online so that you can do this because we have other purposes that you will see in other tutorials. So first, let's go through like Project Jupyter a little bit, what it is, an introduction to Google Colab. I'll share with you some ideas here. You can find a lot of things online, but I'll try to simplify things and then some simple demos. We will go through that step by step. It's very simple. It's just believe me, you can't do simpler than this. Thanks to Google, and there are lots of other platforms out there similar to these, like Azure, like AWS one, for instance, for Amazon. But I like the Google one. You'll see basically what I mean. Okay. So the Project Jupyter started, I think, 2014. As a project of community, the goal is to develop open source and standard like software and open standards and services for interactive computing. You'll see what we mean for various programming languages, and even the name Jupyter comes from like these languages, Julia, Python, and R. It's an amazing environment and communities. It's just this Google Colab is just an example extension of an industrial version of it. Have a look this industrial adoption, as I said, as or like from the Microsoft and other platforms or companies have done similar things. So what is Collaboratory or Google Colab or Colab just for short? Here we have zero configuration. So everything is online. So you have an access to a variety of things like Python coding or even other languages. But you didn't need to configure anything on your system. That is the beauty of it. Just use everything there and run and write codes. Or even access to GPUs, online free one, and you can share it. So it's basically right here connect, write, share, and that's it. That's as simple as that. So you have a table of content here, can write codes. You can even have text, in programming, you need to have like comments, or even you can have like a PDF type of things. So it's like it gets all HTML, details. You can write all sort of things here. You'll see it eventually as we go. So what you need to do, this programming on the web, wherever you are, not just your own computer, you just go and find it out. Even sometimes on your cell phone, you can do that. You just need connection to the internet and a Gmail account. That's it. Just these two. And that's what I love about it. I feel like we don't need to have lots of software packages, like look at Microsoft, for instance, Word. So now we have Google Doc. You are there, everyone can come and share things and collaborate. And Microsoft itself, Word, has got the cloud-based version one. So there's lots of cloud-based versions, type of collaborative doing or working on a project. There are lots of demos out there. Just have a look. These are just two good examples of them. This is from the Google itself, and there are like people talking about even the premium version of Google Colab that you can read and read and learn more about them. But what I'm going to do is simplify these things, hopefully, for you guys. Now, what we mean by zero configuration and access to GPUs and easy sharing stuff, and created a bit of like a IPython or notebooks for you guys to so that you can actually practice whenever you want. Let's go and have a look at what it is on the web. When we say Google Colab, then the Python examples, I'll show you how to run it. You don't even need to write it. There are loads of codes out there. And you need to what you want to do, and you can find something similar, and then you manipulate it, and you can actually adjust for yourself. Don't steal I mean other people's work, but I mean you can actually easily adapt what they have done. Beginners Python, as I said, so from like GitHub, from Colab, then I'll tell you what it is, a little bit of like next steps as well. Okay, so let's start here. So just go to collab.research.google.com. That's the website that you go, and you have a Gmail account, so you are connected basically, and then enter. Okay, when you enter, it will pop up this window that you can have different examples, that you already have your recent files, for instance. Even you can have connect your Google Drive to, whatever you have done already, or your good GitHub. You can have a URL from GitHub, and then all the IPython files or notebooks will be here. Or you can actually upload your own. If you have your own Python file or not a notebook here, you can actually um, bring them here easily. So for now, you can have a new notebook as well. Well, let's just start with what Google has provided for us. This is what Google has provided, just introduction to Google Colab. So the name, you can change it here, as you wish. It's like any other software. It's got file, edit, view, and so on. So you can have new, open, upload what you had already, and even connected to the GitHub, and even you can do GitHub gist, etc. Save it, and even you can download whatever you want in two formats, IPython and the Python version. So edit, you can actually edit things, viewing, you can make changes here, inserting codes, and you can see inserting code means here, basically code here and text here. So you can have code, text is a text, so you can do whatever you like, and it's HTML, and then it will end up here, double click on it so that you can see, that would be like it. Then you can easily delete it. Yeah, just play with these things or even code snippets. You can have like, oh, I want to add things like forms if there are code snippets here. Well, where were we? Here, scratch from codes and code snippets. These are amazing things here. And runtime, we can run everything, or you can actually run just before, or run basically the selection of the cells, etc. And this one is the beauty of it. You can connect to GPU or TPU. All right, that's the where I was talking about the free version of the GPU. Okay, and the tools also making some changes and help, as you can see. The simplest form. Also, if you close this one, you'll see there are options here. So these options are table of contents. You can search for things here, and you can actually have code snippets here. I guess you can add as well to some extent. So every day they are actually working. So it's amazing. Lots of people working on this. It's a really cool project. So they're improving it. And then here a connection. If you have files, you'll see them here. This is kind of virtual machine, so you can see your files here. It's like any other folder based. Basically, imagine this is your folder, and even here you can connect to mount your own drive, your Google Drive. So everything you can Google Drive will be here. Okay. So how to do it? How to write and read and do any simulation or computer programming in Python here. So as simple as that. So a connection. So it was connected. So let's just, for instance, start over. If you start over, for instance, let me reload it. I'll show you from scratch. And then just cancel it. I want to start with not connecting, and then just connecting. It's actually connecting itself here, but you connect it yourself. And while it's being connected, it's connecting to Python Google Compute, initializing, and that's it. The engine backend. Okay, that's it. And then you can run. You can write and raw codes. We can see here simple code, and then run it. Then you get the answer. Nothing on your own computer. You can make changes, like multiply by 2, and then run. All right, and you can actually share it. You can just click here, share this. All right, share it with someone on your team. Okay, you can have like a code copy and paste, etc. Or you can actually comment on it. Okay, here it doesn't have it, but in the other version it has basically comments and a form, etc. Okay. Or if you are interested in data science, we can import NumPy, Matplot, for instance, and plot these kind of things. Machine learning one, go through these things. These are amazing part. Okay. Data visualization or TensorFlow, for instance. So you just look at the TensorFlow, for instance, as simple as that, connected. And we're talking about TensorFlow, and then that's it. Okay. And here is the TensorFlow website itself. So well, let's have a look at what we can do in terms of rewrite codes. So I searched for you guys for like examples of Python. There's a heap of them outside, like on the web. So let's find this website. And then let's say we wanted to add two numbers, as simple as that. So you got the codes. You can write it yourself, but sometimes you just want to try and understand so for learning purposes. So I started a new one and then connected. So you see the comment here that wasn't there for the actual one for the Google version. So if you copy paste here and it's connected, you write your code and play or run. That's it. That's the answer. All right. So you can actually change your code if you wish, and then you'll find the answer. Okay. When you finish, for instance, someone is working with you, say Hussein, okay, you can write codes and send, I think this plus, say, what seems to be here. Hi there, can you check this file for me? Let's say at, for some reason doesn't work, but it has to work here. It was working like this yesterday. Okay, doesn't matter. So let's see at, again, you can share it with other people. Just get the name of the people here that you work with or your team. Of course, sharing things will be challenging, and some people have got like this concern of security stuff. But don't worry, you don't want to bring all your files here. You just want to make sure you understand the concept of your program. Okay. For some reason, I really want to know why this is not working. I remember this was a comment. Select comments. I remember it was the comment here. We could community, and then classifier. Okay. For some reason, it doesn't work. I remember that was the idea. Anyway, so any other quotes you want to write or perform here? That's it. Just cancel it. This code brings two numbers and then add them together. Let's say the first number 2, second number 4.3, and then add them together. You can write all sort of programs. All right. So let's move on to a bit more kind of learning more about Python, for instance. So I created for you this IPython. So again, you can actually go to this website and you can find it. So there's lots of things here happening. For instance, very simple one, hello world, very valuable, and all the details about like a basic beginner's cheat sheet of Python. Okay, so you can see here. And if you click on any of them, you can actually run them and practice. Okay, so let's just start from the beginning. Just connect it. I'll get them from this GitHub link. When it is connected, you can see I've got quite many of them aligned out here. So again, run it. As simple as that, just ask me that you're getting it from GitHub, but you can actually download it and upload it yourself. So as simple as that, hello world. Just print message, or if you want to add two things, or you want to learn about lists. Okay, just go ahead and practice all these things. These are fantastic. You can learn a lot of things about tuples, if statements. If you learn these things, you can run all sort of programs. And next steps, if you go back to our simple demos, I talked about like GitHub, how we get the Colab from the GitHub. Next step would be if you're very interested in like expanding your knowledge in data science or learning Python more, I believe this is a great book by Jake Alvander. Plus, he's amazing. You follow him on YouTube and Twitter as well. So you can actually see his book online. That's it. This website, and he has actually put it on Google Colab. This is his book and freely available, and you can see all detail like IPython the basic, help, magic commands, also like if you want to learn about NumPy. So if you click on any part of it, you can study and practice the detail of what should we call it. Detail of all these codes. You can see it just talks about them, and you can actually run codes. It's just more of an understanding of it and then running the codes. Okay. So I suggest this is amazing. And then even data manipulation, visualization, I really love this one. It's kind of a handbook. And if you know this one, possibly you can find all sort of, I doubt people who do, like, they call themselves data scientists, uh, they do more than this, for day-to-day ones. So there are people who like algorithms, right? A lot amazing things, of course, like deep learning. But these are the basic. They know these things as as the basis, and then move on to the next steps. Thank you very much. As I stay tuned, we have lots of other things, happening. Just using Google Colab in other things, other applications that I'm very interested. Thanks again, and looking forward to seeing you guys again.